What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the second episode of Moriarty the Patriot. This one's titled The Scarlet Eyes Act 1, implying we've got a multi-part story here. At first, I did think that The Scarlet Eyes, I thought it was going to be like, this is going to be the next case, as it were, if it was a detective show. It'd be the next plot line that the Moriarty is going to be going after. Because last time was the Earl's what? The Earl's crime. This one's Scarlet Eyes. That's where I thought it was going, but actually thinking about it and looking at the cover art again, both William Moriarty and Louis Moriarty, the two adopted into the family brothers, both have scarlet eyes, unlike the actual brother Albert. So I'm thinking maybe this is a backstory part of the story, because we don't actually really know much about... We don't know much about our characters yet. We just saw them in action on a case just to sell the show, essentially. You don't immediately jump in with the full backstory, you know? So I'm thinking maybe this is backstory as to how they got into the Moriarty family to begin with, because we know they're adopted. At least I know they're adopted. So I imagine that's where this Scarlet Eyes thing is going to go. I have no idea what to expect from it, but that's where my mind's going. As opposed to going straight on to the next case. I keep saying case as if they're really a case. To Moriarty, maybe they are. But I think this might be a backstory timeline, what we're going to start going into. It'd be kind of interesting if it was, though. It would also mean we're postponing the introduction of Sherlock, which I think is a good thing. We don't need Sherlock this early into the series. We've got 24 episodes, because we do have a split core show here, with the next half resuming in April. So we don't need to shove Sherlock in as quickly as we could, as it were. So, first episode really got me. I liked the tone. I liked the music. I liked the look of it. I love the characters. This gripped me, and I was somewhat skeptical going in. I was like, okay, it's Moriarty and Sherlock. It's like, okay, there's some interesting stuff to be done here. I haven't really seen it done too much in Japanese animation style. I was kind of curious how it was going to go, and yeah, it honestly surprised me with how much I enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to another episode here, and if it is going to be backstory, all the better. I would not mind more backstory on the characters that we're going to be spending a lot of time with, especially if we are sticking around for a full 24-episoder, because that means we're going to be having a lot of this to watch through. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based format reactions. Bottom left of the screen down here, you're going to see the time of the episode. I will count you down 3, 2, 1, play. Now on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. We're watching this one on Funimation as per usual, since that's where it's licensed here in the UK and US. Links to that is in the description. We have, what was it? Is it the Bandai logo? Yes, Bandai visual logo to start us off with, and then the Funimation logo. I'll call those out as they go past. You can use the screen flash to see it on my face or on the mic arm when the scenes are transitioning to help you out as well. So, with all that said, let us get into the second episode, and the first of a multi-part, I guess, of Moriarty the Patriot. In 3, 2, 1, play. There's Bandai Visual. And the Funimation logo. Here we go. Hey, the UK. In the 19th century. Industrial Revolution, yes, yes. Yeah, we do. Royal Britannia. It's crazy how we actually manage any of this. That's the truth. Is the modern world much better, though? I love this art style for this. Yep. Wow, that is a brilliant representation of the British countryside. Holy shit. That was beautiful. Daily Bargus. That sounds like a British paper. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Maybe. Hmm. Okay. OP time. Queen Elizabeth Tower. This is such a good OP. I love it. Yeah, I don't know why there's no hands on the clock face, but whatever. I assume that's intentional. I love it. I love it. I really do. Alright. Here we go. Soho, London, 1866. St. Paul's Cathedral, right? Wessex Cup. Hmm. Oh. Is this a young Moriarty? It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eh. If that were the case, I don't think horse racing would still be going on as much as it did, but you know. Yeah. At the time, it would have been quite the difference. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it. Very popular. Hmm. Oh, family crest. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. A lot. Very popular with the working class. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mingling with the working class like that probably is not very well looked upon. Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Looked down upon because they're not actual family. Hmm. Oof. Hmm. Who's this? Oh. Oh. Huh. Is that why? That's why she said. Is that how they always looked? Interesting. What happens to him then? Hmm. He's IMI. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. He thinks differently. He thinks differently of the lower classes. He hates the class divide. Mm-hmm. And gone rag school. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is. Oh shit. This is how he met them. Okay. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Forced into it. Doesn't want to, but has to save face. And it's caused an argument. Even though mother has that attitude. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not a happy home life. Okay. Got taken an orphan. Why not a good one like this? More and more interest being grown into him. And then fighting over them. More and more interest. Those are some portraits. That is one hell of a portrait. Interesting. Hmm. This is an opportunity. But would you want to drag them away from the school where he's so clearly liked? It's a little bit of a dilemma, isn't it? Hmm. Hmm. Immediately leave as soon as nobility gets involved. Mm-hmm. Means of survival, yeah. Foggy night. Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. It connects. Even more interest. Sure about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Oh. Starting his own little mini revolution here. Mm-hmm. Isn't that intriguing? Something that resonates with you, isn't it? What? What happened? Ooh. Well, you're a little shit. Aren't you just a list of shits? Oh. More and more hatred for his family. The idea of the revolution. He's making up his mind. You gonna approach him about this? You're thinking it. You know you want to. Yep. Overheard. Mm. Nobles control a lot, so. Hmm. Hmm. I I love this. I love this so much. Okay. ED time. We definitely have an after credit scene. I'm liking this ED. Doesn't really fit the theme, but you know. I think I said this last time as well. Didn't really expect this style of music with this. But I think it's the first time we're seeing the actual ED video visuals of them painting. I think last time it was a scroll, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. It's a really good ED. And then there's them growing up. Them standing in the wreckage of... Wow. Okay. After credit scene. They're ready for whatever you say. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay. That was a very important after credit scene. Very important after credit scene. I hope people didn't miss that. Holy shit. Wow. God, I love this show. This show's so good. Like, I'm so into it. It's visually very, very good looking as well. That always helps. But as a story, this is very gripping. And I was right, this did end up being a backstory-based episode. And this is how we got this trio to be the way they are. So, Albert's completely differing views from his family and most of noble society, does not view working class workers as just lower people. He sees them as equals, or wants to see them as equals, and wants to treat them as equals. Stumbles upon who is now William Moriarty. I don't know what his name was before. I don't think they actually said. Did they give his name before when he was just in the orphanage? Or at the ragged school, I should say. But he's been turning people against the bad nobles. Specifically bad nobles. He doesn't just condemn all of noble society, he condemns the bad ones. Which is interesting perspective. The introduction of them digging the 40 yards and then turning out, oh yeah, they stole from a safe. That was nice. I very much enjoyed that moment. And seeing Albert realize just how much he resonated with all that was being said and how much he wanted all of that. And so it led to their family home being burnt down. I assume we're going to expand a little more on that next time with part 2. Or act 2, I should say. I assume we are going to expand on that, but... Holy shit. Yeah, the original William Moriarty... Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with seeing that little shit die. Jesus Christ, what an arse he is. Wow. I mean... I love this. Like, I absolutely love this. They're doing it just right. They're doing it... We've got a good hook. We've got great character designs. We've got great background art. And the story is very compelling and I'm invested into it. 2 episodes in, I'm invested. And we haven't even got into... Well, we've kind of started to get into the main plot, which is to revolutionize the country and bring about a future in which everyone can be happy, regardless of your class system. To basically tear down the class system to the point where it's not necessary. And he's not afraid of using criminal activities in order to do it. He's like, if it's at our disposal, we'll use it if it's for the greater good. The greater good. Hot Fuzz reference, gotta love it. Not every day you call it Hot Fuzz. Yeah, this is absolutely incredible, and I'm so invested. I really am. So yeah, next time, Act 2, I guess we're going to go into more of how they burnt the house down, I guess. Are we going to go that in depth, or are we just going to assume that the house is burned down now and we move on from that? But I assume that ends up being the case. We burn down the house, the real William Moriarty is killed, we then have William Moriarty, the identity is assumed by, what's his face? Our main guy. Yeah. I'm so happy. This, yeah. So yeah, instead of having just the two brothers, we also get the third one. Although probably the third one's not as public, I guess. But, you know. Albert takes on the Moriarty family name. And it's like leading them in through a new era after the fire. Meanwhile, he quietly supports his new brother in the endeavors that he's undergoing. God, this is good. This is really good. It's so good looking. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to ramble too much about it because I'm not adding too much of substance here with my ramblings. I'm just saying I love it, I love it, I love it over and over again. But this really is a well-executed, like, just in general, it feels like Britain. Like, I know that can sound kind of weird to say. It's like, well, of course it does. They're based in Britain. Of course it's going to feel like Britain. But, like, there's just, like, little touches and, like, little bits that just, like, make sense. Like, I'm fairly certain that was St. Paul's. Right? St. Paul's Cathedral. I'm fairly certain that was meant to be the depiction of it, right? Or was it a different one? Hang on, let me go back. Funimation scrolling just doesn't work, so I don't know if I can actually find the establishing shot again. But I'm fairly certain it was meant to be St. Paul's. Like, it would make sense. It's a very iconic London landmark. Let me just think. What else could it be? London Cathedral. Because I don't think it was Westminster. Like, that dome is very symbolic, right? So I'm going to assume it is. I'm just going to assume it is and be corrected later, because I'm 90% certain it was. But, like, just little details like that, and it genuinely feels like I am in 1800s Britain. Like, it really does feel like that, and that goes a long way into selling the story a little more. It feels British. If in a weird sense. I know that's weird to say, but you know what I mean. Other Brits will know kind of what I mean from that. Because they're not being stereotypical British. They're being faithful for actual British ways, as it were. And they're tackling the class system really rather well here. And I'm quite interested in that, because I can't think of many other shows that really tackle, like, a class system. Like, a lot of shows will have their own message of dealing with inequalities and racism, like, just sewn into it, but, like, subtly, to the point of where it's like, they're drawing the parallel, but they're not outright saying it. This one's outright saying, yeah, British nobility and the class system were horrid. They're outright just saying it, and speaking out about it, and they're not just trying to, like, be around the bush of it. It's like, no, we're just gonna say it. We're dealing with the British nobility and the class system, and everything that went wrong with it, and how we're going to use crime to fix it. Which is, yeah. I mean, yeah. It makes perfect sense for Moriarty. It really does. So yeah, next time I guess we'll see the conclusion. Well, I don't know. Might be a third part to Scarlet Eyes, but I think it'll be a 2-part, and then it'll be done for the most part, considering the pacing so far. And then we can get back into future stories, and then eventually bring Sherlock and things like that. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. I very much enjoyed this episode. This show is fast becoming one of my favorites this season for story-driven shows, because there's a little bit of bias, not gonna lie, because I like the Sherlock stories, but this really is a very well-executed adaptation so far. I don't know how faithful it is to the original source material, and honestly, I don't mind that, because as an anime, it's really working and is really solid. So I'll sing praises for that. Leave your comments down below what you thought of the episode as well. I don't know how popular of a series this is going to be, honestly, because I honestly think seeing this art style and an all-male cast predominantly as your main characters, I know that somehow turns people off from a show, which I don't understand. I think people get the impression that it might end up being like a BL story, but this ain't a BL story. Like, this is very much a plot-driven story, just following guys for once, instead of having some cute girls alongside for the journey. Until we see Mrs. Hudson, of course. I don't know what Mrs. Hudson's going to be like in this, but I assume she'll show up at some point. So yeah, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, because 100% we're invested in this now. Like, I don't think this show could turn me off now at this point. Like, we're in for the long haul, and I can't wait for next week's episode. I can't wait for the second half of the season, but we're gonna have to wait a season as well for that, which is gonna suck, I think. But hopefully, since it's pre-planned, it'll have a solid ending point for the next part, unlike what ReZero had to unfortunately do. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the full 2020 lineup you can find on my channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.